Keanu Reeves, the man who turned whoa into a battle cry. If you've ever wondered how he transformed from the lovable goof in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure to the relentless assassin in John Wick, then you're in for a wild ride. From dodging bullets to facing personal demons, this is the untold story of the 6 struggles that shaped Keanu Reeves into the legendary John Wick. Get ready, because we're about to see the gritty journey that made Keanu a true Hollywood badass. Now you see, the world first noticed Keanu's goofy side in the 80s classic. He played the lovable slacker, and audiences loved him for it. His success as Ted Logan wasn't just a victory, it came with consequences. It's common that the industry remembers actors for their standout roles, and for Keanu, being Ted meant people couldn't see past the dummy image. Even Keanu himself recognized the struggle. In interviews, he hinted at the challenges of breaking free from that dumb guy label. Imagine trying to convince casting directors and producers that you're more than just the character who utters, "whoa." Like Keanu said, it's a little bit of a shadow that kind of goes with you. You know, you're kind of dummy. Now, Keanu didn't just ride a bike, he did 45 and 90-degree drifts, reverse 180s, and reloaded his gun on the go. That must have required a lot of training, right? It did. Keanu's mastery behind the wheel added to the action-packed world of John Wick. But here's the kicker. While stunt driver Jeremy Fry takes on the riskier moves, Reeves isn't just sitting back. He's diving headfirst into honing his driving skills. You know, high-speed chases, hairpin turns, and precision driving. These aren't just scenes from the movies. They tell us about Keanu's commitment to authenticity. Now, you might be wondering, does he have a secret passion for racing? In his own words, "It's just something I enjoy doing. I love the driving. I love the action of it." So, as it turns out, Keanu is more than just an action star on screen. He's a bona fide car enthusiast in real life. Luxury cars, motorcycles, he's not just playing a high-speed game, he's living it. Even Jeremy Fry said, "He's an excellent driver. He's probably one of the best celebrity drivers that I've ever trained. He's quick, he's precise, and he's actually a great stunt driver." Now he had to change his entire image for the audience, and that required a lot of physical training. Before even filming John Wick, Keanu took a short period of about 3 to 5 weeks to get into fight shape. He trained with multiple martial arts experts to learn Aikido, Haki-Jitsu, and Jiu-Jitsu. The team decided to focus more on grappling and close-quarter combat, avoiding traditional punches and kicks to streamline the action. Did you know that to make close-quarter shooting scenes safer, they used plug guns that had a steel rod inside the barrel, allowing for realistic cycling without the risk associated with live rounds or blanks? Obviously, visual effects were then applied to create muzzle flashes and blood splatters, contributing to the intense and realistic gunplay seen in the movies. Enter the John Wick boot camp. This ain't your average training montage. Keanu dedicated a solid 3 months to become Wick ready, focusing on fighting, driving, and guns. Yeah, lots of guns. He's not just playing a role, he's enrolling in an action-packed academy to deliver the goods. Also, did you know that during the Red Circle Bar scene, which was filmed in a small club in New York City, the weather was freezing and Keanu had a flu? Yet, they managed to shoot the scene in less than 4 days, showing the dedication of both the actors and the production team. Now adding to the action, there are the weapons. It all started with Keanu handling a Glock 34, a basic handgun. But as John Wick evolved, so did his arsenal. He didn't just stick to one type of gun. He got hands-on experience with shotguns and even added nunchucks to the mix. To make sure Keanu was handling firearms perfectly, he teamed up with Aaron Cohen.
Shoot! Empty!
An Israeli special ops soldier. They focused on using a carbine, a type of rifle, and learning room penetration techniques. It might sound fancy, but it's all about being smart with the tools you've got. But they didn't stop there. Keanu took it up a notch with Taron Butler, a multi-gun shooting champion. This wasn't about flashy Hollywood tricks, it was about practical skills. Keanu learned to smoothly switch between weapons, from handguns to shotguns, with a style that became signature John Wick. So when you see John Wick handling an arsenal like a pro, remember the intense firearms training that turned Keanu Reeves into the gun-wielding legend we know today. Now let's dig deeper into how Keanu Reeves conquered the art of fight choreography for John Wick. Keanu, Ruby Rose, and Halle Berry, each with their unique fighting styles. Ruby, a boxer, brought her punches into the mix. Hal, with her own height, took down opponents like a pro. But here's the twist, Keanu had to blend these different styles seamlessly. It wasn't just about him throwing punches in the air, it was about crafting a dance that told a story of relentless action. They started by fake fighting, finding a rhythm, and making sure their moves flowed naturally. Keanu, being the pro he is, reached a point where he could improvise on set if things changed. Adaptability, they call it. And then came Rina Sawayama, introducing knives and a bow and arrow to the mix. And don't forget about Danny Yen with a mixture of Tai Chi, kickboxing, and more. The goal was to make each fight scene a thrilling narrative where every move had a purpose. Keanu didn't just throw punches, he told a story with every kick, dodge, and parry. So, next time you watch John Wick, pay attention to the choreography. It's not just a fight, it's an art form. Now, what was part of the entire personality of John Wick? His dog. And Keanu's adventure with four-legged friends did become a struggle at some point because in Chapter 3 and 4 of John Wick, our man Keanu had to work with some serious dog power. But hey, these weren't your average pet pooches. Keanu, alongside his co-stars, trained with Jen Malinois, some super smart and strong dogs. These furry pals weren't just for show. They could climb walls, dive, and even punch you with their noses. Now, that's not your typical fetch game. Hal Berry, one of Keanu's co-stars, also joined the doggy training club, but these dogs needed to know who was the boss. So Hal spent 4 days a week, a few hours each day, learning the ropes. It wasn't all cuddles and play. She had to go through drills, just like the professional dog trainers. She said, I could command them just like the trainers could command them. I would spend 4 days a week out there with the dogs, 2-3 hours a day, and I would just go through the drills with them just like the trainers. And did you know that to make sure everything was safe and sound, they brought in an expert named Andrew Simpson, the same guy who worked with wolves on Game of Thrones. These dogs were trained to target special green tugs, and their bites had to be on point. So whether it's Halle Berry breaking a few ribs or Keanu Reeves learning to be the top dog handler, the animal training in John Wick was as intense as the action on screen. Who knew being a dog's boss could be such a crucial part of becoming John Wick? Did you know that Keanu had to work for this role? Keanu was determined to make John Wick happen. He believed in the character, the story, and the potential for something special. But the directors, Chad Stahelski and David Leitch, had their doubts. They wondered if Keanu still had the chops to carry an action film. Keanu Reeves shared about this in an interview. I was like, guys, I really want to do this. I think it's got a chance to be special. And you know, they didn't really see it. They were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I really want to. And what do you know? Keanu's persistence paid off, and he convinced the directors to take a chance on him. Little did they know, this decision would give birth to one of the most iconic action franchises of the 21st century. And there you have it, guys, 6 struggles that Keanu Reeves went through to become the iconic John Wick. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.